Hey everyone, today I'm super excited to get to walk through the Corso Tracking Solution and what you see here. So how it works, what it does, the big benefits and the things we love most about it, and why we think it's one of the strongest tracking solutions out there. So as we jump in here, what you see on your screen is kind of what we're going to get to. We're going to go through an example of Seager, a customer of ours, and how they're implementing our solution. But to start, we'll kind of take you through a very simple setup and then kind of some of the benefits and showcasing this in the wild and how it works. So I'll jump first into Corso. We're jumping into the admin here, and in your settings and integrations, you'll see the Klaviyo integration available here. When you toggle that on, it's just going to ask you to sign in to Klaviyo. So it's a super easy turn on for the integration. And then once you have that there, you will have this configuration page that you're able to kind of edit a few things, enable it on and off without having to remove the API key every time, or re-add it if you want it back on. And this one, here's what we're going to be talking about, the order tracking events. So you'll see here, if I toggle it off, it no longer shows as an event we're pushing. If I toggle it on, you'll see the order shipment update, which is firing for any scenario where there's an order where an update is placed. So with a shipment, anytime there's an update, that pushes to the customer within Klaviyo. And so in some scenarios where we have customers or brands who do not use the tracking solution, or they're just using returns or something else, and they don't want those events being pushed to every customer, you can toggle that on and off, which is really nice. But this is here just a reference to be able to see some of the events you're able to leverage depending on what you're using within Corso. So we'll jump into Klaviyo. Once you have that enabled there, then you will be able to leverage those events in your Klaviyo flows, and then leveraging those properties within those events to be able to power your templates. So I'll kind of show you really quickly how that works. Jumping into your metrics, you'll see Corso as an option. And then any of the events that you've had fired and you want to be able to leverage, you'll be able to kind of see here. And we're looking again at the order shipment event. So as we open this up, order shipment update, then you're able to kind of leverage the triggers, which is where this really gets powerful. If we come down here to shipment tracking status, we're able to kind of use all those standard updates that, these shipment providers and carriers are able to do. So if I'm able to come in here and add this trigger that says, yeah, if it's been marked as in transit, great, go ahead and send that flow, or send that email off. Or if they've, if it's been delivered, great, let's send that out. So we're able to kind of cover all of those different basic delivery kind of status updates to be able to trigger your events or your flows off of. Then once we get into that there, I'll jump into kind of what an email actually looks like. So obviously in fact, let me show, I'll kind of come over here really, really quickly. This is an example on a test order because I want to make sure I'm just using our, a kind of dummy data for a customer here. So just looking, I know it's obviously a slightly different email, but this is kind of, once you've added this in, you'll see here that this is the order shipment update. So once you're into the point of you have your template set up and you're building that template off of properties and information inside of the event itself, when you leverage that, this is all the properties. So we send you all the details you'll need in order to be able to set up, the order date and include tracking information, the tracking number, any line item details. So you're able to set up your email with all of the information from that order update event from Corso just fine. And then once that's done, you can kind of see here, as I was showing as an example, this is what Corso has set up and Seager is using today. So it's a scenario where it's just been shipped. Here's your information. They're populating the tracking number. The customer is able to see what they order, their totals. And then if I come in here and I track this order, and I come in and look at this really quickly, here's our page. And some of the biggest things to call out here is that this portal here is our embeddable portal. It's an app block within Shopify. We're able to place that anywhere on any site. As you can see here with Seager, they've placed it. They have some really nice, other images to be able to kind of direct customers to different, categories or different products. You can see here at a really quick glance, we've got our delivery date, any updates that are listed in on that event, we can see those. And then you can also see any of the information around which items are included in that shipment, which matches what we had in the email. And we obviously can also link out to the actual carrier if needed. But the biggest benefit is that we're directing those customers with one click from the email. We'll take them right back to your site, and it'll take them to the tracking page so that it's one click, it's all preloaded, they don't have to enter any information. And then if they have any issues, the biggest benefit of working with Corso with tracking And our shipping protection is that you obviously have the ability here, if something happens and it's showing as delivered, but they don't have the item, well, they can get it taken care of right here in the same place. They click report a shipping issue. It takes them down that path. If they need to return one of the items for whatever reason, and you're using our returns platform or the returns portion of this, they can start that request right here as well. So it all puts everything in one place while giving the customer really the best and most streamlined experience, where they can come back in here and then they're back on your site, right? Which is, you as the brand, it's your biggest asset. It's one of those things where the customer comes back in, they're familiar, they know they're on Seager, and they're able to kind of look up that information, and you're not sending them out to the carrier page or somewhere else. And you're still able to kind of potentially upsell them and get them back in to the buying flow. So we're really excited about this. We'll continue to kind of share more information, but let us know what you think. If you have any thoughts or questions, please reach out. Let us know if you're interested. And yeah, we're really excited about this and hope to see more of you reaching out about it. Thanks.